welcome you all with my love and respects. Sex, meditation, death. When I gave this title, one of my ashram resident was sitting next to me. I was giving titles for America Discourses. When I gave this title, she suddenly commented, "What, Swamiji? Total 3 contradictory terms. Totally contradicting terms. 3 terms you are giving under one title." I gave the explanation. Of course, even when you hear the title, you will feel what total contradicting words. When they are impure, they are totally opposite to each other, contradictory to each other. If the meditation starts happening in your life, it can purify sex and death and ultimately bridge all the 3 experiences into one when you reach the spiritual life. Spiritual life is the ultimate thing which can happen to any being. We will see all these 3 terms in 3 planes. First, how they are in our life, contradictory to each other, in an impure state. Once you add meditation, how they start complementing each other, and when the meditation ends, how they become one with each other, how they are common. What is the common point in the 3 experience? First, how the 3 experience contradict with each other, then how they complement each other, and how they become one. They meet and merge. The basic understanding as on now, what we have, not only understanding, as an experience about death, sex, meditation, death. I'll come from this way, because you understand fear more clearly than greed. Fear is the deeper layer than greed. We always think from greed fear appears. No, from fear greed appears. We always have an idea, from mine I appears. We always think first the mind and then the I, but it is wrong. First the I, then the mind. I is the root for fear, mind is the root for gear and root for greed. I is the ego or the being. It is the root for fear. Mine, this is mine, that is mine, this is my house, this is my car, this is my bungalow, this is my relations, my friends. That mine is the root of greed. I is the root of fear, mine is the root of greed. First the root of fear appears, the I appears, only then the mine appears. First the I, only then the mine. So let me explain the death. The very word creates an agony. Very word creates a fear. Very word immediately we think, why should we talk about all these things now? When it comes, let us manage. Why should we think about all these things now? As on now, our understanding about death is totally negative. Death is more or less an enemy for us. That is why in all the religion, in all the culture, death is painted as a black. In Hinduism, Yamadharma is black. In Christianity, Saturn is black. In all the religion, in Buddhism, Mara is black. In all religion, death is always painted as a black, big mustache. We paint death as a villain, never as a hero. Death is always painted as a villain. The idea of death is always approached with a negativity. We feel death takes away everything from us. Whatever we want, whatever we enjoy, whatever we have, everything is just snatched by force from us. Somehow, we always want to escape from death. From the time immemorial, all the traditions, not one or two traditions, all the civilizations are trying in all possible methods to conquer the death. Scientists are trying through medicines which gave birth to allopathy. Siddhas, the Ayurvedic Siddhas, are trying through herbs which gave birth to whole Siddha tradition and Kayakalpa. The yogis are trying through mantra which gave birth to Mrityunjaya mantra and pranayama techniques. The lamas are trying with meditation which gave birth to our Mahamantra technique. Almost all the tradition, all the culture is trying to conquer death, to go beyond death. Why? Why? Every culture, every tradition is trying to go beyond death in their own way. If they believe in medicine, through medicine. If they believe in meditation, through meditation. If they believe in yoga, through yoga. If they believe in herbs, through herbs. Whatever possible way, but the goal is how to conquer death, how to go beyond death. Why? Why whole humanity is struggling against one thing which is proved fact? We are struggling against one thing which is a proved fact. Can you make the whole earth flat? No. It's a proved fact. Earth is round. It's a globe. But if you struggle against the fact, something wrong in our struggling, in our understanding. Whole humanity is struggling against this one fact, the death. Why? And even after such a lot of struggle, I don't think even one person has achieved. One person is successful. There was one guy in India, in Tamil Nadu, claiming himself as a great spiritual figure. You know, in Hinduism, you don't need anything except 2-3 bit notice claiming that you are a spiritual figure. In other religions, you need to get the agreement of the headquarters or their organizational president. In Hinduism, you don't need anything. Just 10 rupees to print a bit notice, or a fool who will print that. That is more than enough. That guy was claiming that in 2000 2000, the whole world is going to be destroyed. He was predicting all sorts of this type of things. And he is the only one man who is going to outlive the pralaya. And anybody who wants to be saved, he should follow him. This was the preachings he was giving, and the guy is a real orator, so he could convince few thousands of people by appearing in TV and what all the possible ways. He could convince few thousands of people. Around that time, suddenly, instead of world dying, he is dead. Instead of world dying and he is surviving, suddenly, one fine morning, the newspaper announces that he is dead. He claimed that he used to speak with the birds and all those things, that things. Finally, one day, the news came that he is dead. Of course, the sentiment which he exploited is fear. The fear of the people he tried to exploit. He tried to capitalize the fear of the people. I tell you, almost every tradition, every religion, every science, not only the allopathy, pranic healing, Reiki, homeopathy, Siddha, Ayurveda, whatnot, all pathis have worked on this death. Why? Why are we so anti-death? Why are we so against death? Because we have not understood the truth or the fact behind the death. We never had the time to look into it. Once you decide somebody as your enemy, you will never look into his eyes. And then whatever he does, you feel only it is against you. Even if he sits and takes his coffee or his cup of tea, you will feel he is thinking against you. Even if he writes something, you will feel he is planning something against you. Once you decide somebody is your enemy, you don't look into his eyes. Just like that, once you decide the death is your enemy, you never look into it. Because of our basic decision, death is our enemy, we don't look into the fact we are continuously fighting just to drop dead. Just to drop dead. You fight till you drop dead. Our understanding about death, I can say misunderstanding about death, makes death as a fearful experience, frightening experience. The man who resists death, he dies even when he lives. Moment to moment he dies. Every moment he is eaten away. He is nagged. He is tortured by the idea of death. Death means, I don't mean only the physical death. Losing anything is nothing but death. Losing the outer comforts is also one type of death. Losing your relatives is also one kind of death. You may ask, why people are so attached? Why people get so much depressed and disturbed when they lose their close relatives? Even if you are not emotionally attached to them, even if you feel when he will die, I don't know. Even if you are waiting for their death, once they die, you will feel terribly shaken. You will feel some part of your being is dead. Whenever your mother dies, you will have attack of left side. Your whole left side will suffer. Whenever your father dies, your whole right side will suffer. Whenever your brothers die, your hands will suffer. There is every part of your body is connected to someone of your relatives. If those relatives especially if they live really very close to you, very loving way with you, you can very clearly feel that part is actually losing the strength for the 13 days. Terribly you will be suffering because your being is not individual being or alone, separate as you think. We are all actually interlinked. Don't think you are alone. You are an island. No man is island. Everybody is interlinked. That is why we undergo terrible suffering. Every missing, if you miss the outer comforts, or the relatives, or the love, or your own health, anything is only death. Why are we afraid so much about death? Our misunderstanding, our misconception about death makes death more worse experience. As on now, death means it's a total devastating or shaking experience for us. The very word shakes us. Nobody wants to even think about it. That is why all over the world, in all the countries, in all the religion, all the tradition, graveyards are always built outside the city, where nobody will see, and decorated very nicely, so that you don't remember. Very nicely covered and decorated. And here I heard that after death, they do full makeup to the body, and you have to purchase your graveyard plot and all those things. That's nice. You can reserve for your sight. Anyhow, death means anti-life. That is what is our understanding. Let us go to sex. Again, because of our fear, we think too much about death. The original experience, death, is not so bad. But because of our fear about the death, we project and see that as a very big thing. If the real death is 6 feet tall, because of our fear, we see that as a cutout size, 60 feet tall. Because of our fear, we make 6 feet death as a 60 feet tall. Same way, because of our greed, we make small experience sex as a 60 feet tall. That is why such big tall cutouts of actors and actresses. Just as we imagine and make the death as a big thing, due to our fear, we make sex also a too big thing. We contaminate or we mix too much of dirt into it by too much of imagination and dreams, too much of expectation and unnecessary or unfulfillable. The things which cannot be fulfilled, you create such big dreams.